Nairobi foam, gel, rubber bands, hair clips, and a pintail comb. Alright, before you do anything, wash and detangle your hair. I forgot to do that. Now I'll show you how bad of a mistake that really was. The first step is to part your hair down the middle, but this is what happens when you don't detangle your hair.
Oh no.
My middle part took forever to do, for obvious reasons. If your hair's detangled though, your middle part shouldn't take too long. Just make sure it's straight. Also, since you can't see the back right now, you don't have to part all the way to the back if you don't want. You could just do the middle part to the half of your head. Right here, I'm starting to section off my hair. If you have a lot of hair, you're gonna need to get it out of the way. Especially because mine's really poofy. It's just gonna get in the way of whatever I'm doing. Your middle part should be lined up with the center of your nose. So take the pintail comb and just see if it's lined up with that. Make sure it's not going at an angle either once it gets to your scalp. Right here I'm actually looking into a different mirror because the camera on my phone wasn't allowing me to see everything I needed to see. You can see the parts getting a lot straighter right here because I was looking into that other mirror. Sometimes looking into another mirror is going to help a lot because you can see the part from another angle to make sure if it's straight or not. Once the front part of the middle part is done, I start applying gel just so it will hold a little bit, and we're going to need to apply it later anyways. Now what I do is I grab a section of hair because we're going to start our first twist. I'm going to section off some of that hair right there so it can be out of the way. I'm going to grab our pintail comb and start parting. We're going to want squares for the parts. I'm adding some water here because my hair wasn't detangled. Yeah. When parting, you want to pull your hair to one side, then use the comb to part the hairs to the other side. That's how it basically works. Simplified terms. Now I have my little section here. It's not perfect. I don't want it to be perfect right now. I just want the front part to be big enough. Right here I started parting it horizontally so I can make that square part. The first time I separate the hairs is gonna look like my rough draft. It's not gonna be pretty, but then I'm gonna go back in with the pintail comb, make it look a lot better. My hair kept falling here. It was so annoying. I probably should have used a hair clip or something to hold it back, but I was lazy. The reason this type of comb is just so much better than the other types is because the thin little rod on the end allows you to be so much more precise with the parting than if it had a thicker end. It would be so much harder to get nice parts with it. After I parted my square, I started applying some gel. Gel helps the parts last a lot longer and it helps the parts look better. So gel is pretty important. If you don't really care about parts too much, then I guess don't worry about it. I apply the gel in a fashion that lets the hair go away from the parts in order to emphasize that separation. Before I do my twist, I comb through some Nairobi foam. This is gonna make the twist pretty shiny. It's gonna also help detangle my hair, which I should have did already. Alright, time to start the twist. Grab 2 strands of your hair and make sure they're very even. That's important. When you start twisting, start very close to the scalp. This is gonna make sure your parts last and your twist lasts longer. I'm gonna slow this down real quick. When you do your twist, all you need to do is grab the bottom one right there with the one hand and grab the top one with your other hand. Just keep switching them off. I'm gonna speed it up again. Once you get to the end of the twist, I need to add rubber bands and tie them because my hair doesn't hold usually. If yours holds, then you don't need the rubber band, but I personally need them. So I'll rubber band it. After I rubber band it, I'll add a clip to the end of it. This helps the twists retain their direction and their length, meaning that the twist isn't gonna spring up That was the first twist though, looks pretty nice. Had a lot more to go. Here I'm starting my second twist. I'm doing the parting. I'm speeding it up a lot because it actually took a while because my hair wasn't detangled. I'm making a row going backwards. I'm just gonna have a few squares, a few twists going back. I'm gonna do the same on the other side, obviously. When you're starting your twist and you're by the root or your scalp, the direction you start twisting in is the direction the twist is gonna lay. So I'm doing it diagonal for most of mine, so it can lay right there in between. Because I'm gonna have another twist on the other side. That's why I'm doing it like that. If I would have had the twist going a different way, the twist would have went that way. Do you notice anything different in the picture right now? I have a mirror in the background. That was it. Okay. I have that mirror to see the sides and the back of my head. Really useful, actually. Also use it for cutting my hair. Should probably get one. Or either that, or you're probably gonna have to use two mirrors. Like a handheld mirror or your phone, and then your bathroom mirror to do it. Which is a lot of work. I did 3 twists on the one side, so now I'm just copying whatever I did on that side to this side. After you do the first side of your twist, or the first part of your side, the other side is gonna be way easier because you already know what you're doing. You don't gotta think about it, you just gotta copy the other side. But you also gotta think about, you gotta make it the exact same size as the other side, or try to at least. I know mine aren't all even. They're not gonna be all exactly the same size. Especially when you're doing your own hair, you're not gonna be able to see everything as well. I figured it would be satisfying to watch all the twists just being twisted and sped up, cutting off all the other parts. The parting process was getting very rough, so I just decided to start detangling my hair in the middle of the process. This is how far I got before I got too tired to keep going. I figured I would just finish it tomorrow or the next day. I just started a few in the back too. This is me the next day. I wrapped up all my hair. It's okay if you take a break or something, or just do it the next day, because it takes a while sometimes, especially if you have a full head of hair like me. If you have a high top, it shouldn't take you too long. But yeah, it was looking pretty rough. I did some dookie braids so it could all fit in the hat. If you're using Nairobi foam or water or something, and you compare a newly twisted strand of hair compared to an old twist, then you're gonna notice the newer one is probably smaller because it hasn't dried yet. I actually added metal clips back to my hair because the wave cap I was wearing kind of messed up the flow I was having. So I added them back so my twists would hang how I wanted them. I had to do the rest off camera because my phone was running out of storage and I was recording on it. And then I also just really wanted to get it done. I was doing it for hours. Some of the parts are better than others, but in the back your parts aren't going to be that great if you're doing it yourself, unless you're a master pro at twist and parting. This is just extra. I put some mousse on my hair and on the parts, and I started blow drying it. This helps the parts look a little cleaner, gives it a little shine, might soothe your scalp a little bit. It's nice, it's extra, you don't gotta do it. When I did it though, I put on too much mousse and I did not blow dry enough. So I had to put the doobie back on. I blow dried it a little more. I didn't want all that stuff to still be on my hair. I didn't want to wait too long though, so I just took it off. As you can see, it's still on there a little bit. If I would have waited a little longer, it probably would have looked even more fire, but it's cool. I took the clips out and this is what it looked like. I missed a few clips, but this is pretty much the final product.